What's up, guys? Another day, another dollar. I went to a BDSM goth fetish club last night, and honestly, it was sick. It was so much fun. People were getting whipped. There was chains and like BDSM equipment everywhere. Like people were wearing like BDSM attire. There was literally people getting whipped in the club. And it was lit. It was fun. Everyone was really nice. I heard Moist Critical hangs out there. It's my first time ever going out in Tampa. Carrington followed me on Instagram, which is cool because I like his videos and stuff. But anyway, it's been a couple of days, so the emails have cooked. You know why we're here. So let's get after it. First one, we'll start light, and we'll get progressively worse. Hypnosis cum. Hey, Horsemeet, you talked about imagination beating, which is when you beat off without porn, you just think about it and you jack off. And I went on Reddit and listened to erotic hypnosis. It gets me hard as fuck, so what do you think about that? Don't know what that is. He explains it here. He says, it's audio of like a girl whispering in your ear, like almost like ASMR, and she's making sucking off noises. Maybe she's like praising you. She's like, oh, you're doing good. Keep stroking. And then she tells you to come, but it's literally just something that you have on your headphones. Is that better than watching porn, or maybe even worse because you literally let them into your subconscious? Usually the audios are 15 to 30 minutes long, sometimes longer, and you're literally hard the entire time. There's JOIs and hand-free orgasms, and they're always crazy as fuck, even if you're not high on something. It takes practice, but it kind of messes your head up. So I don't know anything really about that. I mean, hypnosis coming. It's like audio. It's like an audio book, but for porn. I'm imagining some girl just whispering in your ear like, yeah, keep stroking. Ooh, you're such a good boy. Keep stroking it. My ex-girlfriend gave me herpes. We're just gonna get worse progressively as this video goes on. Horsemeet, I've been watching your content for the last 2 months and enjoyed your unfiltered content. I'd love to hear your opinion. For the last year and a half, I had an on and off thing with my ex-girlfriend. Dated for 11 months, really compatible, but due to issues with my commitment, I ended our relationship twice. Last year and one earlier this year. But since we have a hard time being able to walk away from each other, it has been really tough to not want to see the other person. Long story short, after a month of not talking to her, and after we broke up the second time, she decides to hit my line sending a random selfie to get my attention. I caved, and I thought, why not? So I slid in her DMs, and we ended up calling each other. She goes on to tell me after 3 hours of talking that she's seeing this guy, and she said, this guy is great and treats me so well. He treats me too nice, buys me everything instead of having character, and basically telling me that she's had sex with him multiple times but not satisfied. In the end though, I ended up having sex with her, which went great, but the next day my penis looked burnt, like someone did drifts and skids all around it, and it hurt. And I was thinking it was because of the rough sex we'd like to have before, but this wasn't normal. After 2 days, she complained about pain, and I was like, it's probably nothing. For the next 3 weeks, I was getting a full-blown breakout of herpes infection, and it had got to be one of the most worst and life-changing experiences I ever had. Green goo pus all around my foreskin. Ooh, you're not circumcised? Oh, yeah, it's herpes also being not circumcised is crazy. I tried to pull down my foreskin, it stung so much. Like tearing your skin apart, sores on my dick, and it smelled so bad. This is disgusting. Burnt really bad, and the pain at times is so bad I thought I would have passed out. I go to my doctor, and he ends up calling me while I'm at work and telling me I have genital herpes. Just to let you know, she told me she thought she didn't have anything. She said the guy didn't think he had anything, and she was telling me it must have been from one of your exes, but I haven't had sex with anyone apart from her. After all this happened, we're very mixed on all of this. We talked about how is anyone even gonna wanna have sex with us other than ourselves, since now we both have it. It's fine to have sex with each other, but with someone else you need medication, which I have now. Basically what ended up happening in the end, she blocks me on everything and hasn't spoken to me in over a month. Probably a blessing from God. I don't masturbate and try to live a more disciplined lifestyle sexually, since I was so sexually driven and had porn problem for the last decade, and try and learn from everything that's happened. Sorry if this story is cut short. It was quite a long story, but there's too much information. Moral of the story, don't get back with your ex after she gets with someone. I mean, your life is, your sex life is cooked, it's over. And the fact that she blocked you, I mean, STDs, man, that is disgusting. And I don't even mean to shame you, because really it's not your fault, but you know, that sucks. I mean, that's just extremely unfortunate. And now I know that legally you have to tell people, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you have medication and stuff. I don't really know what the rules are. But I always thought, like, damn, like, if I were to ever get an STD, which I'm very careful about. That's just me. I would never want to get some type of disease, and I haven't. But I've mostly been in, like, relationships, so it's like, you know, I'm not out here. But it seems like you were too, but you just got fucked. I mean, honestly, I can't really say anything other than I'm sorry that you have herpes now. And I hope that doesn't impede your relationship looking in the future. Maybe there's like a website for people that have herpes to meet each other. I took 5 tabs of acid. Damn, there's so many good ones. I just don't know what I'm gonna title this email video. God, man, we should let these cook a little bit. See, I go away for 2 days and look, we got fucking bangers up in this fucking shit. And the fucking inbox is full. So a lot of people were asking about imagination beating. Also, I met a couple of people while I was at the bars that, you know, watched these videos, and everyone was super cool. So yeah, 5 tabs of acid. Hey, Horsemeet. So a couple of years ago, I took 5 tabs of acid because I was trying to find myself. At some point in the trip, I became 100% convinced I was dying, so obviously I went for a walk. Anyway, I got arrested. I don't even remember what I said to the cops. Probably something like, "You're not real and neither am I." At one point, I do remember telling them that I was heroin, crack, cocaine. Oh, I was on heroin, crack, cocaine, and meth, which I wasn't. But I was so fucking high that honestly I didn't know what else to tell them. So they booked me and put me in jail. I rode out the rest of the trip staring at the institutional beige walls and wondering if I'd ever feel my soul again. I was wearing a Bob Ross sweater in my mugshot. Dude, I would have been panicked. They did take me to the hospital at one point because I was too fucked up. They handcuffed me to the hospital bed, and the police told me to shut the fuck up when I asked where I was. Fast forward a year, I'm day drunk at a bar. I'd been drinking since like noon out of boredom and unresolved trauma. This guy comes up to me and starts flirting. Oh, this is a girl. Damn, bro. That puts this whole story into a way different context. Damn, a girl's doing shit like that? That's pretty wild. Fast forward a year, I'm day drunk at a bar. I'd been drinking since like noon, mostly out of boredom and unresolved trauma. This guy comes up to me, starts flirting. He's the kind of man who speaks excessively in red flags. I ignore him, then I drink more, then I started talking to him, then I went home with him. We had sex, or at least tried to, but I honestly couldn't tell you if we did or not because I was pretty drunk and he had a micro penis. I'm not even saying that to be funny. I just genuinely have never seen anything like it before. I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know if he put it in because I couldn't feel it. But since I was drunk, I got up, ran to his bathroom, and projectile vomited all over his bathroom. He held my hair back. I don't remember anything like that. Anything after that. This sounds like a music video premise. The next morning I'm lying there, hungover and crusty, when I realized this guy, he's the cop that booked me the night I got arrested. I did a full loop, from cosmic ego death to state custody to blackout hookup with my own arresting officer. It's almost poetic. Thank you for listening. Anyway, wow, we're having great emails today. I'm gonna end it, this is the last one, on a serious one. Someone needs some serious advice, and I'm always here. Yeah, dude, these banger emails, this fucking go around banger. You guys are killing it. Send more like that. Yeah, the email's in my Instagram bio. But anyway, this is actually another one from a girl. Being second to everything. Horsemeet, I'm emailing you about something that's been on my mind for a while now. I've tried bringing it up with people in my life, but no one has really had anything to say, either because they don't know how to respond or because they feel the same way. I've been watching your content since 2023, and honestly, thank you by the way, I've never been the type to reach out to creators. I usually keep to myself and just listen. But something happened recently that made me this thought resurface, and weirdly enough, you were the first person I felt like submitting this to. I've seen you reading emails on your channels and thought maybe this one's worth sharing too. So here's the thought. Why am I always the girl not chosen? And I feel like that sentence can relate to maybe people watching this video, guys and girls. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot of guys that feel like they're always the guy that's not chosen. And I feel like this is relatable for a lot of people. So you can kind of put yourselves in this situation, you know what I'm saying? A while back, I got out of a 2-year relationship. Around the same time, 2 of my close friends also went through breakups, and for some reason they started getting tons of attention from guys right away. Well, I just didn't. Couldn't help but notice it. At first, I spent a lot of time feeling sorry for myself, which obviously didn't help. Eventually, like a year later, I decided to stop doing that and start putting myself back out there again. But still, it feels like no matter how hard I try, I always end up in the same position, the one that no one chooses. I'm genuinely not trying to pity myself when I say any of this. It's more of trying to make sense of my real life experience, trust me. I hate to be this type of person who whines over not getting their way. At this point, it's deeper than that. The other night, I pushed myself to talk to this guy at a bar. He was really attractive, seemed into the conversation, and I thought maybe something was clicking. But by the end of the night, he left with some other girl. History between them, no reason, it just happened. And honestly, that kind of thing happens a lot. Not just in bar situations, but in literally any situation at any depth level with someone. After talking to friends about it, the only real feedback I've gotten is I tend to come off super confident in my friendships, but in romantic situations I get insecure and act like someone I'm not. And maybe there's truth to that. Keep in mind, I'm not talking to a new guy every week, so this may be entirely dramatic, so I can't say 100 out of 100 times I'll get rejected. But even then, why am I never approached? I've seen you talk about people craving attention from the opposite gender, and I don't think validation should be everything, but it's also hard to not internalize it when you're never seen as desirable. I guess I'm wondering, what is your kind of take on this thing? Is it just one of those phases people go through and grow out of? Is that energy and insecurity? Are there ways to become more attractive, or should I not even be worried about that? Okay, I got some. I feel like the first step when you feel like no one wants you is like making yourself, improving yourself, not for the sake of being wanted more, but so you see, it sounds vain a little bit, but I think a lot of people will sit there and be like, yeah, I'm bettering myself to better myself. You know what I'm saying? But if they were the only person on the planet, would they still be just doing it for themselves? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, would someone be chasing their goal physique if they were the only person on earth? Because at that point, what's the point? Like, yeah, like, part of you is like, as much as you want to say you're doing it for yourself, you're also doing it to like impress other people a little bit. Even if it's mostly for yourself and your mental health, there's that little bit that's definitely trying to, you know, it's like getting money. Like, if you were the only person on earth, would you chase money and things? Would it even matter? I don't know. Kind of a stupid thing to say. Regardless, you gotta do a little bit of improving yourself, you know, just to look better, because a little bit of peacocking. Like, if you look at like animals in nature, like the colorful peacocks, like to get the mate, you know, they have to fucking do a crazy, like big feathers and dance around and shit. There's like a lizard that does some type of dance, or like a fish or something. I would say hit the gym, get as hot as you can. You know what I'm saying? Just get as sexy as you can. And then, you know, work on your, whatever your job or goals are, so that you're like, I don't know, makes yourself more desirable, and then you feel better about yourself because you look good. Dude, there's nothing, if you look great, like going and looking at yourself in the mirror and looking the best you possibly can, you're like, damn, I look fucking good right now. That shit feels good. You feel better. People want you more. And things are just better. So I would say just try and get sexy as you can, working out, diet, work on your life goals to get money, or maybe whatever your goal is. And yeah, and then the rest will fall into place. You know what I'm saying? The rest will fall into place. Someone told me, I don't know if you guys are religious. I was always told, because a lot of times people just like pray for things. But I remember since I was young, I think my dad would always tell me, he was always said, God helps those who help themselves. You know what I'm saying? God only helps those who help themselves. So then it's like, if people do a lot of praying, like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta help yourself, and then everything else falls into place, kind of thing. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I'm working on an EP for Tear Out Dubstep. If you guys like my dubstep and you headbangers, you like going to mosh pits, you like going to the niche EDM clubs and shit to listen to some rhythm or some Tear Out. I'm working on an EP, so, and email is in my Instagram bio. So yeah, send some good emails. I am actually gonna making these videos has been fun. So anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.